But why do we die? By Erica Ruiz and illustrated by Emma Chitari. Music created and played by Cesar Torres. Little Emilia had lost her mother when she was just 4 years old. Now she is 5. She misses her every day. At first, Father had promised that Mommy was in heaven and that they would see her again someday when they die. Little Emilia always stared outside the window, hoping that her mother would return, but she never did. Mother was gone. Mother's absence made little Emilia sad and wonder, why do people die? Where do people go when they die? Little Emilia asked her daycare teacher, Mrs. Rose, these questions. The other kids in the class were curious as well. Why do people die? All the kids asked. Mrs. Rose was startled by their questions, but she knew how curious children could be, so she was willing to answer all their questions as best as she could. Gather around, Mrs. Rose instructed, and then sat down. Emilia and her classmates formed a circle around her, leaving their teacher seated in the middle. Once everyone was seated, she began to answer all their questions. First of all, there are many views people have and different answers to your questions. But people try to explain these questions in their own points of views. Death is a part of nature. The same way we are born to live, we die.
Am I going to die?
One of the kids, Matisse, asked in a fearful voice. Sadly, yes. We are all going to die someday. Mrs. Rose smiled and pulled her close, giving her a tight hug. The kids now understood that the people they loved would someday die.
What happens when people die? Where do they go?
Little Emilia raised her hand. Mrs. Rose smiled. As I told you earlier, everyone has different answers, but people try to explain what happens when we are gone from this world. Some Christians believe in only one God, and that if we help and treat humans kindly, we get to go to heaven and meet God in a beautiful place, and we will live in eternal life. Catholics believe that if we are good on earth, we get to go to heaven. Our souls will cross to a special place where we will get to see our loved ones again, and we will also get to see angels flying happily.
Wow.
How about good Muslims?
Little Jocelyn asked.
And Buddhists?
Danny smiled. The kids asked questions that were very important. In Islam, good Muslims will go to a beautiful garden called Jannah when they die, while the Buddhists believe in reincarnation.
Reincarnation?
The kids were confused at such big word. It is their belief that life is a cycle. If we are good to our friends and neighbors and are obedient to our parents, we would have a chance of coming back to earth after we have died, but not in the same body.
to be a fish in my next life. I really love swimming.
Little Layla smiled. All the kids burst out with laughter.
Where do you think we go, Mrs. Rose?
Asked Matisse with so much curiosity. Well, I believe that since God created us humans, we grow old or get hurt and die. But our bodies die, so we can go to live eternal lives in the spirit body. In heaven, like the story Coco. And if you ask me, I believe we go somewhere where we are all young, at peace, and no one ever gets sick or old. Everyone is so happy. Mrs. Rose was rambling, while all the children were envisioning it. I believe God is waiting for us in heaven, and that all of our loved ones who have died will receive us when we get there. The kids understood where people went after death and why people die, and they made up their minds to try their best to accept the nature of life. Little Emilia was no longer sad about Mother. She trusts that she will see her again someday.
One day I will get to see Mother again.
She whispered in a soft voice.